Welcome to week 7. This is our final week of Math 101 this summer. So just to kind of recap what we're doing this week, you're going to be learning about 9.1, which is the square root property, and how to complete the square. Then in 9.2, we're going to talk about the quadratic formula. Included in that is just talking about what's called the discriminant. 9.4 is we're going to how to solve formulas and applications of quadratics. So this is going to involve the quadratic formula, square root, as well as some other properties. It's also going to include word problems. And then finally, we're going to end by talking about how to graph quadratic functions. Specifically, what are some key points in those. I strongly recommend you watch all the videos for those. If you have questions about the videos, please let me know. There's lots of moving parts to this stage of the course. So if you don't understand something, please ask. Now, at what is due on Wednesday, your last homeworks, 9.1, 9.2, as well as 9.4, 9.5 are due. Recommend not waiting till Wednesday. Get started on early. Then also you have the quiz for 9.1, 9.2, 9.4, 9.5. So all of that for chapter 9 is due by Wednesday. Please make sure you get that done. This is our final thing. Don't start slacking off now because it will have an effect. Also on Thursday, your post-assessment for exam 2 is due. So just like exam 1, to go through your second exam, fill out that form, upload it into Blackboard, and so forth. If you are taking the exam earlier, I'd recommend that you complete that before your exam, the final exam, which is the other thing we're doing this week. That will help you prepare for the final exam. If you wait to do it after the final exam, it's just not going to help you, and honestly kind of useless. You're just trying to check mark it rather than learn, which is not the purpose of it. So please take advantage of that post-assessment to evaluate where you went wrong and what you need to prepare for the final exam. Speaking of the final exam, it is first and foremost it's cumulative. So it's going to cover everything from day 1 until now. So we have 7 chapters we've covered. Please go back through exams 1 and exam 2. Go back through your homework, look at the feedback you've gotten, etc. It's a good opportunity to go back and look at past reviews. Also, you will have 2 hours. So this is a little bit longer than the past exams. Just a little bit longer. Please make sure you give yourself that adequate time for that 2 hours. It will have questions like in the past. It will have some matching questions. So you'll be asking yourself, well, how do I match this? Which formula does it match with? Just like exam 1. It will also have multiple choice questions, like we've dealt with. Not all, but just some. And finally, we have a lot of short answer questions. Those are the standard where you show all your work. So please make sure you're prepared for those. There's no partial credit for the multiple choice, and the short answer there is. So make sure you show your work on those, just like you have before. Now there's also 2 bonus questions I've thrown in. Again, I'd recommend not doing them until you're done with everything else in the exam, but just so you know that they're there. Now, final reminder also about grading. One, even before I even talk about this, don't start harassing me about grades. I'll post them as soon as I get them graded. And I want to get them graded as well. Your final is graded. I'll post your final exam scores in Blackboard and so forth. But please realize that I can't make that any faster. It takes you 2 hours. It's going to take me some time to grade all your exams. Also, grades are based upon your performance in this class. Please do not email me telling me that you need to have this because of a scholarship or something else. That's not how we grade. We grade based on how you performed in the class. So please realize that's nothing personal. I would rather that everyone does great, but it is the way it is. And finally, C- is the lowest passing grade of this class. So if you get a D, that's a failing grade. You cannot go on to the next class if you have a D. If you are enrolled in the subsequent course, you will be removed from that class. Will administratively drop you probably as soon as we get the grades finalized and the holiday. So it would be by the latest. But as soon as you know the grades and you know that you failed the class, I'd recommend you take yourself out of it rather than having to be pulled out. So with all this in mind, Good luck, and please let me know what questions you have.